Today we're going to talk about the most effective foods that help restore liver health. Contrary to popular belief, the liver is not a dirty organ. It doesn't accumulate toxins. In fact, one of its main roles is to neutralize harmful substances like chemicals, drugs, and poisons. The liver is not a storage site for toxins, unless you have fatty liver disease, in which case toxins can accumulate in fat cells. When the liver becomes inflamed, it heals by forming scar tissue, which can eventually lead to cirrhosis, loss of function, and various health issues. So, the goal is not to clean the liver, but to restore its full functionality and ability to detoxify at an optimal level. And this is entirely achievable through proper nutrition. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps us reach more curious minds. So, let's briefly review the liver's key functions and then go through the food list. It detoxifies harmful substances. It produces bile, a detergent-like fluid that breaks down fats and helps extract fat-soluble nutrients. It plays a major role in hormone production. One such hormone is IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, which is very similar to growth hormone. Growth hormone is made in the pituitary gland, but it works through the liver. IGF-1 helps with fat burning, muscle building, and protein synthesis. It also enables the body to tap into stored fat and sugar for energy. The liver also helps produce steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and even vitamin D3, which behaves more like a hormone than a vitamin. Another critical hormone the liver helps produce is cortisol, the body's main anti-inflammatory and stress adaptation hormone. In fact, 80% of the cortisol circulating in your body originates in the liver. All of these hormones begin with one building block, cholesterol. The liver is central to the production of cholesterol and the subsequent synthesis of all these hormones. Interestingly, many people take statin drugs to lower cholesterol, which in turn disrupts hormone production and causes a cascade of problems. Also worth noting is that the liver creates cholesterol from dietary carbohydrates. Cholesterol then becomes part of various proteins that serve as transport vehicles for hormones like estrogen and testosterone. Since these hormones don't dissolve well in blood, the liver packages them with proteins, like a post office, so they can be circulated throughout the body. These carrier proteins don't just transport hormones, they also regulate them. For example, if there's too much estrogen or cortisol, the liver buffers them through these proteins to maintain hormonal balance. And that's just scratching the surface. In fact, the liver performs over 500 different tasks in the body. Now, before we talk about the foods that support liver health, let's briefly go over the symptoms of liver damage. These include generalized itchiness, yellowing of the skin and eyes, jaundice, fatigue, joint aches and stiffness, often overlooked as liver-related, nausea, brain fog or reduced cognitive function, and gallstones. Gallstones are often a sign of poor bile flow, usually due to low bile production and high cholesterol levels, both of which involve the liver. Let's now dive into the top foods that can enhance liver health. First up, cruciferous vegetables. These include kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, radishes, arugula, wasabi, and mustard greens. They are rich in a powerful plant compound called sulforaphane, which promotes liver detoxification and significantly reduces inflammation. Inflammation contributes to insulin resistance, high insulin, diabetes, and even cancer. Sulforaphane also helps the liver remove fat and detoxify substances like caffeine, medications, and environmental toxins. What's fascinating is that the effects of sulforaphane can last up to 2 weeks after you stop eating these vegetables. To get even more sulforaphane, consume cruciferous sprouts, especially broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, and mustard seed sprouts. These have a concentrated amount of the compound. It's important to note that heat destroys the enzyme needed to activate sulforaphane, so avoid overcooking these vegetables. If you do cook them, simply add raw sprouts or mustard to your meal. That way, you still get the enzyme and activate sulforaphane in your food. Personally, I eat a lot of arugula in salads, as well as raw cabbage in the form of coleslaw and sauerkraut, both of which contain high levels of the enzymes needed to activate sulforaphane. Overall, cruciferous vegetables are at the very top of the list for supporting liver health. Next is garlic. Garlic is rich in sulfur, which supports liver detoxification and also acts as a natural antibiotic. It's antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal. Garlic is great for removing fat from the liver and is also a good source of vitamin B1. It's anti-inflammatory, a powerful antioxidant, and has strong anti-cancer properties. Third is turmeric. The active compound in turmeric is curcumin, which has potent anti-inflammatory effects. I knew someone who suffered from chronic headaches and took Tylenol for years, damaging her liver. After she began taking turmeric daily, her headaches disappeared, and her liver started to recover. Curcumin also helps detoxify heavy metals like lead, mercury, cadmium, and arsenic. It supports liver repair and regeneration and helps stabilize the mitochondria, making it highly anti-cancer. Turmeric is especially effective when combined with a ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting, both of which support liver health and fat reduction. Next up are beets. Beets have long been known to support liver detox. They help lower elevated liver enzymes and stimulate the release of bile salts, which can reduce liver fat. Beets are hepatoprotective, meaning they protect liver cells, and they significantly reduce inflammation, slowing the development of fibrosis and cirrhosis. Some people worry about the sugar content in beets, but as long as you don't juice them and instead eat them steamed, their fiber content helps buffer insulin response. Half a cup of beets contains only about 6.7 grams of carbs, not too high. Now let's talk about mushrooms. Mushrooms, especially turkey tail and oyster mushrooms, are some of the richest sources of glutathione, the liver's master antioxidant. Like beets, mushrooms are hepatoprotective, shielding the liver from cellular damage. Avocados are another excellent food for the liver. They're also high in glutathione and very effective at reducing inflammation. Studies show that eating just one avocado a week can lead to significant improvements in liver function. Avocados help prevent and manage fatty liver, hepatitis, and cirrhosis. Finally, we have extra virgin olive oil. Just 1 teaspoon in your salad dressing can significantly lower liver fat and improve insulin sensitivity. Olive oil is a powerful anti-inflammatory and supports overall liver function. In summary, your liver is incredibly strong and resilient. Unless it's been severely damaged, it can regenerate, even if only a portion of it is still intact. That's why it's vital to support your liver with the right foods and lifestyle choices. By consuming cruciferous vegetables, garlic, turmeric, beets, mushrooms, avocados, and extra virgin olive oil, and combining these with practices like intermittent fasting and low-carb eating, you can dramatically improve your liver health and long-term well-being.